has made America truly, actually great.
Today we are going to the Birmingham Stand Up for Science 2025. It is a rally that's supposed to help get the community aware about how important science funding is, because science funding is currently under attack to be cut, and so hopefully we can get that message out to the community. So y'all are going to see a variety of different things related to Stand Up for Science. All right, we're headed to the Stand Up for Science Birmingham. Walk curly, with everybody in the back. Here y'all go.
Correct attire.
Ashley, when are you ready for your cameo?
You got that when I met Ash.
It actually like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Stand up. Stand up. I can sit up. Oh, that's sweet. Hey. It's live.
It is live, yeah.
Hey.
If y'all don't want to be, I don't mind, yeah.
I am the cameo.
That's about my Erlenmeyer. Scientists, not artists.
The United States of America is the most scientifically advanced place in the entire globe. When kids from everywhere in the world get their hearts set on making a difference in science, their hearts are set on America. So, within this best ever time of scientific knowledge, the US scientific system is the thing that has made America truly, actually great.
Yes.
Postdoc at the University of Michigan rescinded. I have been awarded a very high, for those of you who know NIH funding source, a 16. And a dissertation award grant, but unfortunately, given the current times, it's unlikely that it will be funded. And I don't say that necessarily lightly. Like, these are vehicles and opportunities that have been used by our mentors, by our peers, by scientists who are senior to us, to really go on and advance some good things. But that landscape doesn't look the same for students.
You know what? Someone just take it away.
Hey, thank you, Tyra. So, first off, I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for showing up. This is wonderful. I am so glad that y'all decided to come out and stand for science. And if you're not standing, you're still in the sun, so I appreciate it. All right, so a little bit from me, and then I'm going to go into a little bit from me, and then I will go into an anonymous vet who, of course, could not speak out of fear of retaliation. Like so many other professions, being a scientist is a calling, a pursuit of new knowledge that challenges societal and institutional understandings of how the world works. For most scientists, money is scarce, competition is high, and acknowledgement of effort is very low, as we're seeing now. Scientists, the people that you know as friends, family, and neighbors, are being attacked, shamed, and censored both by those online and by those in power. Well, at least I'm not hearing any cheers, so that's good. So, a fellow Alabamian went to serve this nation for the good of its people. What I will read next are their words, both for this rally and for anyone who will listen. Read this email immediately. That's how I received my letter of termination last month. In the last decade, a series of mistakes were made that put human lives at risk and prompted my agency to ask, how can we prevent these future mistakes from happening ever again? My agency decided to create their own tailored training program to fill this need. I was a fellow in that program. I had spent years building up my experience, a bachelor's degree, moving cities, and then a doctorate and a master's all at the same time. All while keeping this fellowship in mind. I thought, this is my way in, and if I can just get there, I'll be able to get my dream job. They were looking for the best and the most dedicated. Ultimately, I was chosen. When I finally got to start my fellowship, I hustled. I got there early, stayed late, and worked hard. I knew that I was good at my job and was very dedicated to the mission. On one day came the message, read this email immediately. My stomach sank. It said that our abilities, knowledge, and skills do not fit the agency's current needs. On that day, a cohort of highly qualified, hard-working, hand-selected professionals was wiped out. Without income for our families, health insurance, and potentially being ineligible for employment, we are all left disgraced and heartbroken because the government and the cause that we chose to dedicate ourselves to had labeled its best and brightest as inadequate. We deserved better. Science deserves better. Now, my own personal words. This is why I am standing up for science. I stand for those who are unable, for those who are unwilling, and for those who stand against it. Science and all those who support its mission benefit. Science is for me, my family, my daughters, my daughter, my wife. It's for my city, it's for my state, it's for my country, and it's for the future of humanity. Science is for everybody. I really didn't think I was going to cry. I haven't yet, so I'm going to get off the stage.
Thank you, Josh, and thank you, anonymous person, for those words. That was very true, how a lot of us are feeling right now. I would like to invite future Dr. Caitlin Sebastian up to the stage, please.
Can everyone hear me? Woo, okay. So, just wanted to start out and say I am a current PhD student, but I'm really here to talk to you about my stage before I became a PhD student. So this kind of goes along in about 6 years ago. Around actually this time, I was giving my first journal club presentation in a lab I had just joined at the NIH. So it was very exciting. Unfortunately, I passed out in the middle of it from extreme social anxiety. So this is a really fun kind of turn of events for me. And about 4 years ago today, I started my PhD in microbiology. However, as of today, the NIH postbac program that I was a part of is no longer taking trainees at this moment. I even checked right before I came up, and they still had the big yellow thing on the website saying all recruitment is paused, and this is for all new trainees, which includes postbacs like how I was, postdocs, and visiting fellows. And so, kind of going back before that, my undergrad really did not have a lot of resources to do research. We were not a science school. It was to the point where in organic chemistry, we were working in teams of 3, and the third person was really there to make sure that none of the toxic fumes that might be created get released into the lab. We just had a vacuum hose. Yeah. And I didn't really know about summer undergraduate research opportunities were something I could have done. So needless to say, I made it to my senior year of undergrad with 0 research experience, which is not very common for those wanting to go to PhDs.
True that.
Despite this, I knew I wanted to go get a PhD, and I knew I wanted to do research. And I was encouraged by an undergrad mentor to apply to the NIH postbac program, and I was nervous. I knew at the time the NIH was huge, did not realize how big it was, and I was like, sure, why not? That sounds like a great idea. And so I was applying with virtually no research experience. I didn't even know how to hold a pipette properly or even what one looked like, because my undergrad only had a little squeeze once. And I was like, I'm gonna do this. And so I still remember spending hours and hours researching and emailing so many potential PIs all the way from January to March of my senior year. And it is really, that is the biggest time to apply to this program. Right now is where undergraduates, or even those that have been out of undergrad for a little bit, are applying. And while I was really casting a wide net because I had no idea what I was doing this completely on a whim, I focused primarily on microbiology labs. I fell in love with microbiology during my undergrad in a food microbiology class, which is a time to learn about things in your food that you don't want to know about. And so time passed and I was met with many no's, including one that I still remember to this day that just said, no, sent from iPhone. And I did receive a lot of encouraging words from labs that were interested but were already full, and they were helpful in pointing me into directions of places I could join. I was interviewed by 2 PIs, but ultimately they decided to go with other students with more experience. At this point, I was kind of nervous, worried, wasn't sure what was going to happen if I didn't find a lab or didn't figure out what to do after I graduated. And so a week before I was supposed to walk at graduation, I received an email back. 2 postbacs from the same lab emailed wanting to interview me. I was very confused that it was postbacs that wanting to interview me, but I said, okay. And it was very good. It was fun. I thought it went well. And about a few days before I actually walked, the actual PI emailed me and said, we would love to have you in our lab. I was excited. And so I was finally in a lab, had no idea what I was doing, and I was about to research tuberculosis, which those who do not know is a high containment pathogen that requires a lot of training and experience. I had none. But that did not deter my PI from having me in the lab. He was very supportive of me, very gentle, and allowed me to learn at my own pace in those 2 years. And by about 9 months into it, I was able to confidently work in a BSL-3 lab with 0 issues. And I love the BSL-3. Not many people say that, and it's inspired me to go into the field of biosafety and biocontainment, biosecurity, and a lot of the postdocs that I was looking at for those programs are also missing from websites. And yeah. And so I'm just here to say that these training programs by the NIH that allow students like me who may have not had a lot of research experience or opportunities in their undergrad go somewhere where we can actually get that experience in a very supportive world. And so yeah, with that, I was an NIH postdoc, and I hope to see many, many more come in the future.
Thank you, Caitlin. Before I introduce the next speaker,
What y'all think about the rally? Good? Good.
I thought it was very good. Just leaving the rally.
Yeah, it was a good rally. I feel like it was well organized.
Yes, very good program. Not lots of nice signs. Hopefully y'all see the good signs on the video.
Yeah, also it was good to see so many different ages. That was really nice to see. It was from older all the way down to younger. Some people like weren't even scientists but still just affected by science. So that was nice.